Okay, this is a how to set up and sail your Hobie Adventure Island video from Spook. First of all, I've made a major modification to the control lines on this boat, where normally they would be located up the front here. What I've done is I've moved them down here. So no longer do I have to reach over to here to get all my lines, even if they're tied together. They get caught up in this, they get caught up in everything. So basically what I've done is mounted the two cleats that come with the boat as stock standard and moved them down to here. This is the main sheet. You don't need to do anything with that at all. Basically it'll just run, as you can see, straight down here, and that's it. That's the same cleat, I haven't changed anything there. What I've had to do is add this, okay, the little turn block there for the furling line. Now you've got to be careful there, the screw can only go in very shallow, otherwise it hits here on the acca. So you've just got to make sure that the screw's right, but apart from that, that's all you got to do. That's a Harkin one, you can get cheaper ones, but that's a nice one. So basically what I've got now is I can sit back here and control everything, which I find, being a sailor, much better. So that's basically my little setup that I've got there. Now if you want to fill it in, done. Alright, 10 times better. So it's not hard. This sheet here, the main sheet, you don't need to do anything to that. That'll just run straight back here and it's all lined up, so you don't need any turn blocks. The furling line, all you need to do is add that turn block up there. Okay? And you can see it's come in a little bit to make sure that I've got a nice angle there. But that's it, it's out the way. Even when I'm pedaling, it doesn't get in the way. It's brilliant. Okay, what else I want to show you is a very good modification that you can do to your boat, and it's called tweakers, or barber haulers, whatever you want to call them. So what I've got here, I've got the cleat. I used to have the little jam cleat, but I found that hard because if I let it go, it would always get caught in. And then I've got pulley up there, hook, so I can just snap it in, and then I can trim it from down here. And it's absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to show you how it all works. All you do is hook it on the side. Now this is really good when we go to fishing. So we'll go side onto the breeze. And in sailor's terminology, we call this reaching, and it's the fastest point of sailing. Pull all your sail out. Now what I'm going to do is set the sail without using the tweakers. Okay, so you can see they're nice and loose. So let's just see the difference that this thing makes. There you go, you can see where the wind is, just on the nose a little bit. Now what you find here is you can trim the sail, and what you want to do is get those two tails flowing nice and backwards. But the big problem is when you're like this, the leech, which is the back of the sail, is very open. See, it's got a big curve. Now that actually just allows the wind to flow off. You don't get a lot of power. Well, this is a big wing, and we need to close a little back up so we can generate some more power. So what I can do is use a combination of the main sheet, which is still attached. I'll just ease that off a little bit, and the tweaker or barber hauler, and I can set a beautiful sail shape. See how the back of the sail now is more closed than what it was before? Back on course. That'll give me a little bit more power. You can actually see it. The boat will decelerate and accelerate as we go. So these are your tweakers. These are very good. Now where they're really good is we'll turn downwind, and normally when you're downwind the sail will just flop around the place. So we let the sheet ride off, tweaker right on. Caught a fish. So now what I want to show you is going downwind. And this is the best part of having these tweakers on board. Because what you can now do is ease the main sheet right off and play with the tweaker. And when you're going downwind, you're not actually using the sail to generate aerodynamic forces. You're actually being pushed along. So what you want to do is get a nice big belly in the sail so it's full, so the wind can push on it and push you along. And what that does is create high pressure here, low pressure behind the sail. That's what sucks you along. So having this on board means that you can adjust it, whereas if you didn't have it on board, you're pretty well left with just a floppy sail. There's not a lot you can do. They're very easy to install. I've just put an aluminium plate there with a big old cleat from my yacht. 2-to-1 reduction system. That's having the rope going from the top to there to down, and that just means it's very easy to control. Pull it on and off anytime, not a problem. So the sail controls tweaker. It's basically the major modifications I've done to this boat. Now the other modification I've done is the steering handle. Usually it sits here, and when I'm sailing, it's underneath my leg. So all you got to do is unscrew it, lift it out, turn it a quarter and put it there, and you've got like a T-bar auto. It's much easier to drive. Nice location, good to have the knob on, but nice location. So there you go, that's a little bit more, and we'll show you what we've done to the rest of the boat later on.